Blog 232. Welcome, my friends, to Blog 232 in the year of the new Renaissance of 2015. Not so long ago, we used the expression balance of power between one nation and another. It seemed to offer a status quo of stability on our holy temple. That balance is now in the hands of the juggler. My friends, there are so many insurgent groups, especially in the Middle East, that are likely to spread elsewhere through Europe, to the West and the Far East. How has this come about? And how are we able to prevent a global confrontation? My friends, my presence here on the Holy Temple is to assure you of everlasting peace. We are on Dimension 9, Formation 1. Shylock has already met up with a further 6 holy temples in our dimension. We are ready, eager, and able through the subatomic particles to reach out and occupy them. But we cannot afford the juggler to have a hiccup. How do I go about my business? Atomic submarines are able to destroy the west and east coast of America. Atomic submarines are able to destroy the whole of Russia in immediate retaliation. Radioactive fallout destroys the Holy Temple itself. How will this happen? Possibly by a minute glitch, by a quark or quirk in the medulla oblongata, leading to the hypothalamus of the brain, of a minor rating of the submarine crew by indigestion. My friends, there have been tragic problems recently in Paris. It is my concern to contain and control all conflicts on the Holy Temple. It can and will be done. The nuclear submarines with Trident missiles will be dissolved now. The nuclear submarines are horrific and an insult to man's credibility as Homo sapiens sapiens. The tragic events in Paris must not let us lose sight of the instant demise of our holy temple caused by the hiccup of our juggler. My friends, the very start of our holy temple began with the Big Bang. We do not want it to go out with a Big Bang caused by indigestion by one crew member. My friends, we can easily adjust the Middle East to peace and love. I know we can. We can do that by working on the peace trains overland to Ur. The peace trains do not travel in water. I therefore call on the abolition of all nuclear submarines with the atomic bombs, heinous missiles. It is absolute insanity. I call on my welfare officers to section all leaders of governments responsible for this enormous potential atrocity of mass killing and destruction of our holy temple. The sectioned leaders will be given good surroundings in mental hospitals in order that my welfare officers will gain an understanding and insight of how such an incredible species of the 8.5 billion supreme beings can give birth to such ratings in government. My friends, I return to my beloved Middle East and express concern of the unrest there. My friends, there has been a recent coinage of phrase called the false flag. it is an unkind term, one of which I refuse to accept. Nevertheless, it does enter the subconscious of my mind and unfortunately festers there. I believe in truth and fact and not conjecture. But could the turbulence today in the Middle East and Paris be a diversion tactic away from the abominable nuclear submarines and the upgrading of them through taxpayers' money in the next year? My friends, I am a very practical person, but I feel there may be one or two jugglers about playing with systems so devilish that control is necessary. My welfare officers will be the judge. Either way, the submarines with the nuclear warheads must be taken out. And the disturbances in Paris and the Middle East will be curtailed. Pronto. My friends, open up an encyclopedia of world history. On every page, it is one of war, conquest, decline, and fall, but rising again. The rising again will now continue to rise as we take off from the beacon or ziggurat at Ur. My friends, look at me. I am a very practical person. I reason with events and reason with myself. I accept everything and everybody. But I look up to the stars. We cannot afford to have the juggler making a slip. The atomic nuclear submarines are the greatest potential atrocity that has ever been conceived. Our attention has been diverted from them by the events in the Middle East and Paris. We will not hold back on peace, on our holy temple. The subatomic particles speak to me like Morse code. The subatomic particles make us the gods. The subatomic particles move by pulse rate. Conflicts in the Middle East must cease. Lucy calls for peace worldwide. Lucy calls for the hominid atrocities of our primitive past to be curtailed. Lucy calls for the family of man in each country of the world to unite together. We are earthlings. Unite together, or unison, is contained in the word Jehovah. Past, present, and future joined together. Whereas the species of the 8.5 billion supreme beings live, procreate, and die, the subatomic particles live on forever. No juggler is going to play with the system. I, the Messiah, bring you the double royal flush with the rose between them. That sort of luck cannot be repeated. And the birdie above, gracefully flying without the need of gasoline. The rose will take flight by pulse rate, guided by the subatomic particles, where past, present, and future become inconsequential. For we are the gods. Jehovah is the name, and we shall enter the configurations as the vowels within the consonants. My friends, the novel gives no quarter, yet sheds no blood. The scriptures are verified, and the whistle and flag will resound throughout the holy temple. We reach the 60 dimensions, and Shylock waits for us in the central reservation of the 3rd dimension. My friends, no more false flags. We face reality. There is no doubt in my mind that the nuclear submarines and their demise are the greatest concern to the survival of our species. Lucy knows it. I know it. And the hominids declining in Lucy also know it. I, the Messiah, Saviour and Redeemer, say that not one shekel shall be spent on war. Keep the traffic lights working in our cities and the trains running on time. Stop polluting the atmosphere and keep taking the pills and ointments for arthritis, lumbago, athlete's foot, and lupus erythematosus. My friends, it is a gracious world, and we can make it even more gracious. Those nuclear submarines with the Trident missiles must go. Now is none too soon. I await the report of my welfare officers as to the condition of those perpetrators who institute those demon weapons. My friends, the children of Israel have returned to the Holy Land of the Holy Temple. It is a part of world history of great significance. The miraculous, that city of Ur will delight in the beacon or ziggurat. The name Latimer has been wrestled from my hand through the meeting of the leaders from the Vatican and Iran. My friends, I am the Messiah. Israel and Iran, beloved brothers, sons of Abraham, the ancient tongue of Hebrew spoken today, the name Jehovah, timeless, subatomic particles, We are a remarkable species of enormous energies and brain power. Israel and Iran. Israel and Iran. Israel and Iran are as one as Jehovah is one. We will not divert attention from those Trident nuclear submarines. They are a part of the void, out to destroy matter and the whole of the 60 dimensions. The cost of their maintenance and upgrading shall enter the coffers of Israel and Iran. Nuclear submarines with Trident missiles shall be dismissed from the minds of man. We will start the peace trains from Jerusalem and Tehran. We shall call ourselves earthlings. We will unite our blood, as did the Apaches. War will be no more, for I am the Messiah, Saviour, and Redeemer. My friends, Salam alaikum. Shalom lekulchem. The Hebrews of Israel and the peoples of Iran, blood brothers of Abraham. From that union, with the blessing of the Pope and Latimer, the juggler will be dismissed. We will be united in truth and swathed in the goodness of the subatomic particles.